Okay guys, so I've got an update as far as the crazy copyright stuff on that video goes. So basically nothing's really changed at this point in time. However, I did get a response today from what's their phrases? Fintage, although it's no longer Fintage. Let me pull it up here. So yeah, here's the reply I got. I guess it's now owned by Kobalt. So yeah, so they own control copyrights originally controlled by Fintage. Reaching out in regards to delayed takedown we enforced. Okay, so the video that contained the copyright pertaining to the underlying musical composition Super Mario Bros. 3 theme. We enforced the right to claim and monetize the video on behalf of Alessandra Manera. These are Italian names. It's like a panini dude. So these two people, so on behalf of these two people, who we represent as the writers of this musical composition. That seems pretty legit, actually. Effectively, since we control the rights to composition which you have uploaded, we have claimed the video for the purpose of monetization to ensure that our client is compensated fairly within the YouTube ecosystem for the usage of their work. I hope it is now clear why we continue to enforce our claim on this video. Actually, this makes you sound terrible. However, I will say, this might be the most legit company I've ever dealt with. Like, this is an actual response. I'm actually impressed by this. There's a response. This actually looks legitimate. These two names, you might have no idea what they are. I know it's Wikipedia, so this is definitely trustworthy. So yeah, the other Italian dude, this one, doesn't really have anything I could find. He is mentioned in here though. Right here. So part of his credits, Super Mario in 1990. Seems kind of legit actually. However, okay, so 1990 is not when the game was released, and not when any SMB3 music was made. The game was released in '88 in Japan, not 1990. And if you actually read the paragraph, Panini, I know I'm just saying Panini, sorry. It's also dedicated to composing of jingles for children's cartoons with the lyrics of the second person. So this, apparently he changed the song in the game, made it for television, for the cartoon. This guy had lyrics. Maybe this is the guy who made the Do the Mario thing. I don't know. So yeah, this actually makes their claim look really worse, because they're not claiming the music in the cartoon, they're claiming the game itself. The music from the game itself that was released 2 years prior than anything this guy had a part of. And this guy is apparently claiming the composition, the original composition of the video game's music, which is clearly incorrect. So, come at me, bros? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm very impressed that they responded and all, but this, yeah, you tried that in court. Yeah, that's what I got for that. So yeah, although I will say again, this is the most legit one of these companies I've ever dealt with. Only one that's responded. Actually, Nintendo's responded to me too, but that was always some like call center person who doesn't know anything and can't do anything. As far as like these third-party companies, this is the only one that actually seems to have done like any research here as to why stuff happened. So I am impressed with this. I have to say that. Vintage / Kobalt seems like they're real. However, they are completely mistaken in this entirely, and they are welcome to try to pursue that if they want. In other news, I know some of you have mentioned this in the comments. Shortly after I uploaded the video, I got a notice in Discord because I guess someone, or Vismond, you might know some of my videos, it's the angry Australian guy, mentioned like the companies with the CS at the end. Basically, they, at least from what he wrote or told me, they basically, for bands or whatever that don't have representation or don't do business in a country, in a certain country or something like that. So say I pick someone everyone knows, like U2. Say U2 was solely in England, Britain, Great Britain, whatever it's called. If they were solely in there, like they would use like these companies with the CS on the end, for their rights management in, say, Africa. There we go. They're not part of the European Union. So for like Africa, for Japan, for China, for the US, they could use like these companies as sort of like an agent for them in that instance. So that's kind of what they are. However, again, I don't think I've ever had a real, actual, legitimate claim from them. And the second part of that, and this is what gets me. So, just going down a rabbit hole here. If, let's say, Nintendo did use these, which they don't, and it'd be kind of silly if they did, because they already do business and operate in those companies' areas. They're in Europe. I know Germany was in there. I don't have the list up right now to look. But they were in those countries where these companies are claiming this, so that doesn't make sense. But the thing is... okay, so down this rabbit hole. Let's say Nintendo legitimately used all of them. All of them except Fintage, clearly. Fintage/Kobalt, because they're on behalf of the two Italian dudes, Panini and Pantera. If all the other 13 companies were legitimate claims that from Nintendo using them to claim their song or whatever, Nintendo would have just blocked themselves from earning anything off the video. Because all 13 of them are monetizing the video. And if there are two separate entities like that, claiming a video and claiming monetization on it, no one gets paid on it. So if Nintendo were using them, I forget what's his face called him. Jim Sterling, what was his name for the copyright deadlock, something like that. Basically get like two companies claiming a video so no one gets anything on it. So if Nintendo were actually using these companies, they're not actually getting anything out of it because of that. So, I mean, it's Japan, so you never know, but that seems retarded. I don't even know. Yeah. So yeah, that's the update on that right now. Like I said, no response from any of those companies with the CS. Again, Fintage is the only one. And again, I am still actually impressed. Like they, like I said in the previous one, they actually were the only one that looked legitimate. And they actually are. They are a legitimate thing on there. However, they are very wrong on this instance. If I had just uploaded the cartoon then yeah, they'd have a partial claim to that. They wouldn't have a full claim to that. They would have a partial claim to that. However, what I've uploaded has nothing to do with the cartoon. It's the actual game that was released 2 years before the cartoon, with the music that was released 2 years before these two people touched it, by the original copyright holder and composer, which would be Koji Kondo. Yeah. Feel free to pursue that if you want. Otherwise, just wanted to do a quick update on that, and now I want to stop this, go lift, and go to bed.